You're about to make a trade. Which you do you listen to? Is it get optioning those options? Or let's do a little research. Learn more at finra.org/tradesmart.
All right, let's talk about it. If you're a new graduate, you know this feeling all too well. You've done everything right, but trying to get noticed in this crazy job market, it feels impossible. Well, today, we're going to crack the code on what recruiters are actually looking for.
This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's the one every single grad asks, just hoping for some kind of magic formula, some secret checklist. But, more often than not, the answers you get feel, well, pretty unsatisfying.
Sound familiar? Yeah. If this hits home for you, you are definitely not alone. This is a real quote from a frustrated job seeker, and it just nails the problem perfectly. But don't worry. In this explainer, we're going to cut right through those buzzwords and give you something you can actually use.
Okay, first things first. We need to talk about the biggest hurdle, what I call the good on paper trap. This is where so many talented graduates get stuck, and just understanding why is the first step to breaking free.
So this is where things get tricky, right? There's this huge gap between what you think is special and what a recruiter sees. You've spent years working for that great degree, that high GPA, and you should be proud of that. But from a recruiter's perspective, someone who's looking at hundreds of applications, those are just table stakes. It's the minimum to even get in the game. It's not what makes you a winner.
Oof. That one's a little direct, huh? But it gets right to the point with some brutal honesty. When a recruiter is thinking this, they're not trying to downplay your accomplishments. They're just saying that when they're looking at a sea of equally qualified candidates, the basics, they just aren't enough to make you stand out.
Okay, so if a great degree and a high GPA aren't the golden ticket, then what is? What's the thing that makes a recruiter stop scrolling through resumes and say, wait a minute, who is this person? This brings us right to the core idea of this whole explainer. And the answer is something one recruiter calls the clue. It's a really simple but powerful idea. It's not about being the most qualified person in the pile. It's about being the most interesting. The clue is that one unique detail, that little spark on your resume that makes you memorable.
So what does a clue actually look like? Well, the good news is it doesn't have to be some earth-shattering achievement. It can be subtle. It might be a very specific detail from an internship that just happens to line up perfectly with the company's mission. Or maybe something unique about your university program. Or even just a little detail from your background that shows a human connection to the job.
This is so crucial. You got to put yourself in their shoes for a second. Recruiters are just drowning in paper. They see so many resumes that, as one source put it, all say the same crap. So they are actively, desperately looking for a sign of life, a spark of individuality. They're looking for a clue that proves you're a human being, and not just another resume. All right, so this is where it all comes together. This is our final, and I think most important section. We've talked about the problem, we've talked about the solution. Now it's time to turn this whole idea back on you.
So I want you to actually pause and really think about this. Look past your degree, forget your GPA for a second. What's your story? What unique experience or passion or perspective do you bring to the table? What is the one thing that makes you, you? That's your clue. And that is the big mindset shift right there. This is the whole strategy. Your application isn't just a piece of paper to prove you're qualified. It's a tool to make you memorable. The goal isn't just to get sorted into the yes pile. It's to be the one application they can't stop thinking about.
And we'll leave you with this thought. At the end of the day, every single one of your competitors is just submitting a piece of paper. Your challenge and your huge opportunity is to figure out how to put your humanity onto that page. So go find your clue and make it impossible for them to miss. That's what'll get you noticed.